Hello, good morning. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, everything looks to be working. So, welcome to day 14. Today is Reaper. I'm joined by a cat on my chair. Hello, cat. What are you doing? You gonna be cool? Okay. Yes, day 14 is Reaper. I have a bit of an idea for what I'm doing. We'll see how well I can execute it, because my plan includes drawing a cloak on a cat, and I'm not very good at drawing clothes on anything. So we'll see how that turns out. Let me wake up my wrist. Okay. But yeah, so the plan is a Reaper cat, like a Grim Reaper cat-esque design. I'd like to do it in a way that the eyes are visible. So, like, something kind of like this, I guess? But I don't know if that looks weird, or if I should instead, like, bring it closer. I'm trying to find a good reference image. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. I think I found a good one, actually. I usually go very reference heavy when I'm not quite sure how to draw something. I've gotten semi-good, I guess, at sight stuff. I don't know. I think I actually need, like, the body and stuff before I get to this part. And right now they look like a horse, so... Oh, give me a sec. I'm not quite awake yet. Hello, welcome. As I get this part figured out, or as I sketch out the body, which will not be too big of a task, because it's gonna be a simpler pose, than what I've been doing recently. I said yesterday that I was gonna talk more about my elemental cats. Okay. Hi, Demissia. Welcome. But yes, I said I was gonna talk more about my elemental cat OCs. Cause again, I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about them on here. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe big one. No. Anyway. So, I'm trying to think where I should start. Because I feel like I've got to establish some background info. Before I get into story talk and stuff. So, as I said, I don't have, like, a fantasy name for them, so they're just gonna be called elemental cats. They all live on a continent together, that also does not have a name. I think I was gonna go with, like, Elementaris or something, but I don't like that. But yeah. There are many different kinds of elemental cats. There are fire-based ones. There's fire, which I think is the only one of the originals that didn't get, like, split off, besides, like, the shadow cats. But there's fire, there's, fire. They can, light themselves ablaze. There's the shadow cats that I mentioned. They can teleport, pretty much. They walk through shadows. They're shadow walkers. Hi, kitty cat. What are you doing here? Oh no. Give me a second. Cat. What are you doing, cat? Would the fire kitties hypothetically be trusted with a microwave? Probably not. I mean, they kind of are the microwave. But also they can reach really high temperatures. So I would not trust them with the microwave. But yeah, I talked about the shadow walkers. There's 3 different kinds of water-based cats. The 2 main sects are saltwater and freshwater. Yeah. Yeah, there's saltwater and then freshwater, and then off of saltwater, there are deep sea ones. The deep sea water cats have fishtails instead of back legs. Hello, welcome. And of course, they were fun to draw. But yeah, trying to remember where I was. My brain is all over the place. Right. So I just talked about the water ones. There's 2 types of air-based cats. Also, hello, welcome. They're both winged, but one lives, there's sky islands above the, like, continent. Yeah, there's Sky Islands. One version of the air cats lives on the Sky Islands, and they're more wind-based. Hello, welcome. And the other ones are, I call them, like, I guess air cats and then tree cats. Because the ones on the surface are more connected to birds, and they live in the treetops and stuff. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember my like original 5 that I started with before I started branching off. There are 2 different kinds of earth elemental cats. There's like rock-based ones, and then there's crystal-based ones. Freshwater kitties have crocodile, alligator, other like thingies. Ooh. I haven't like fully designed all of these cats yet. But I imagine freshwater has more flowy looking stuff. I mainly based the water cat look on like fish. Let me see if I can find. I'll put. Oh, thank you. The deep sea cats are the only ones who don't have back legs. They are specifically designed to be aquatic, while the higher, the more surface level saltwater and freshwater cats are more semi-aquatic. So the deep sea cats don't come up very often to commiserate with the rest of the beings. Where is? Here she is. These are 2 characters I have designed. So this is Silver Mist. I hope she can be seen. She can't really be seen. Let me move Light Echo for a second. Where? Let me move her for a second. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Fly River Turtle is the only freshwater turtle that's fully aquatic. I love learning new facts. Anyway, this is Silver Mist. And as you can see, she's got little fishy bits. She's got like a little shark fin. Freshwater cats wouldn't have the shark fin, and they'd be a little more flowy, I guess. It's hard to describe. I don't have too many freshwater OCs, or I don't have too many freshwater cats decided in my head. But yeah. Where was I? Right, I was talking about the earth ones. It's as simple as there's oh, my brain doesn't work. There's rock ones, and then there's crystal ones. Or more like precious mineral cats. Then there are nature plant-esque kitties. Oh, thank you. Then I'm trying to think. Right, there's one more surface cat. There's ice cats. Let me actually re-grab a picture. I do have this thing. I hope it's still visible. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Messing up my whole setup because I can't grab light echo. I'll sit over here for today. Anyway, this is like vaguely how I see a lot of them. So from top to bottom, left to right, in this little picture is fire, shadow, specifically salt water, I believe this is specifically air. Tree cats have bigger claws, so that they can like climb. Alright, go eat something. Gotta eat. But yeah. So this is like air. Then we have the nature plant ones. Then who I was gonna just talk about, ice. They're based semi on like deer. Am I excited for October 16th? Yes. Ooh, October 25th is your birthday. Happy early birthday. I'm excited for the 16th because of Pokemon. We talked about that pretty much the entire stream yesterday. Also, hello, kitty. What do you want? What? You just want pats? Okay. Hello, kitty. There are 5 elements in Chinese philosophy: fire, wood, earth, water, and metal. Oh. That's pretty cool, actually. I didn't know that. I definitely based I definitely based the first, like, the original 5 elements I went with, which was, well, the original 4 I went with, and then I added shadow, but earth, fire, water, air, it's just Avatar: The Last Airbender, but, you know, but I've branched out. But, yeah, here's the ice cats. They're big and fluffy. And then here's the earth cats. These are not size accurate, but whatever. And then I haven't actually talked about them yet, but on the Sky Islands, there's, 3 different kinds of cats that live there. There's, of course, the air cats. Then there's electricity, I call them lightning cats. See ya, Amethyst. Have a good day. Hope you eat something good. Yeah, there's electricity, lightning-based cats. And then there are light cats, who I kind of went angelic with. I really like the light cats. Are some of my favorites. Which is why there's not a single pure light cat in the, like, first part of the story that I wrote. Maybe I could draw a skull pattern on the face. Ooh, that would be cool. I wanted to do, like, for the tail, I wanted it to look, bony anyway. Like, whether I'd have, like, actual bones tied to it, or it just has the pattern of, like, a tailbone. I think pushing the, like, skeletal aspect would look really cool. Good idea. Feraligatr is a cool Pokemon. Totodile is the first ever starter I had used. So I do have a soft spot for that line. Unfortunately, I like Chikorita better, so I'm going with Chikorita for Legends ZA. But I do like Totodile, and I do like Feraligatr. I like all 3. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get into talking about Pokemon again, because that'll be the rest of the stream. But, yeah, I like the choices in starter for ZA. Not as... It was a harder decision than it was for Legends Arceus. Because Legends Arceus had my favorite guy. Which is Rowlet. So I didn't even consider the other two options. Yes, Totodile was my first starter. And of the ZA options, Tepig was my first Unova starter. And that was the first game I ever beat. The first Pokemon game I ever beat, I should say. So I have a soft spot for that guy too. I just like Pokemon. Yes, I do really like Sprigatito. I ended up going with Fuecoco for my starter, but I have really grown to like Meowscarada. And also, I probably should not have chosen Fuecoco, just because I ended up not really using it. Hello, welcome. Because I had Ceruledge on my team, and they're the exact same type. So, oops. But whatever. Oh shoot, I gotta change how this is laid out because of the tail. But yeah, I've grown to like I like all the Gen 9 starters. It's definitely a game that I need to play again. Anyway. I will go on endless Pokemon tangents another time. Where was I? Right, I was talking about my light cats. Who are my favorites of the kitties I've created. Because they think they're better than everyone else. And it creates an interesting story. Do I want to add anything to this? I'm tempted to add, like... I don't know how I'd do it from this perspective, doing like a scythe in the mouth. guess I could try... Ooh, yeah. I mean, I've been going a little more, like, a little less Warriors-y with, these cats. I'm just having fun at this point and then slapping Warrior Cat, slapping Warrior Cat's names on them. And maybe the Sharp Claws? I don't know. I have to draw them correctly to make it look actually good. Whatever. But yeah. I think this looks good. I think the patterns will be the best. Pushing the patterns will really bring it to... give me a second to steal someone. Who's standing? You. I'm gonna keep these guys, like, similarly sized. I did not realize how big this guy was. Also, thank you. I'm really liking how this design... Not you. I'm really liking how this design has come out so far. There, that's about similarly sized. They don't look weird next to each other, so we'll go with that. Now, as I line, I will talk more about my kitties. I guess the only other things I've got to establish are the fact that, the elements all live separately. They are split up into their own, like, kingdoms and towns and stuff. Besides the cats that live on the Sky Islands, they all live in one civilization. But they aren't important to, the first half. They aren't important to this story, because, it mostly takes place on the... It pretty much exclusively takes place on the surface, and you don't see a light cat for, like, 3/4 of the story. But, yeah, they live in different... They usually live apart. Sometimes they live together. It's a whole thing. This story, that I have within this universe, starts with the fire cats. And specifically our protagonist is Firestorm, who is the son of the I'm trying to remember the second sectors. They live by a volcano, and the fire cats are split into 5 sectors. Oh, that would be interesting. But yeah, Firestorm is part of the first or second one. I don't actually remember. I don't remember if I actually dictated what it was called. But he is the chief, or he is the son of the chief of that sector. And at the beginning of the story, he's just trying to live life. But he's got a secret. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Firestorm's father, Inferno Main, is not so secretly evil, and is trying to take over the land, because, we gotta have evil. But he seems to not take kindly to other elemental cats. And so what starts the conflict, or what starts the journey in the story, is so for a long time, Firestorm has been friends with a shadow cat named Smoke. And they've been secretly visiting each other in the border between their communities. And visiting each other, not visiting, visiting each other's homes and stuff, or crossing borders. Some of the remnants of when this used to be a warrior cat story. But yeah, eventually they get caught, and Firestorm escapes into the Shadowcat territory because he's pretty sure that his father is going to kill him. Because Inferno was pretty close. But so Firestorm and Smoke. Firestorm seeks refuge with Smoke's village. for a while, and he helps put out fires and stuff that have been threatening the village, because, I mean, they live right next to the fire cats, who have been pretty hostile. Hopefully I'm saying this in a way that makes any sense. But eventually there is an ambush. Not an ambush. Eventually, Inferno Main decides to take over the village. And so, in a panic, the head of the village, who is also Smoke's aunt, she tells Smoke and Firestorm to flee, and so they do. And so they start their journey. And one thing about Smoke is that he is not a pure shadow cat. He's actually a hybrid. Which, if this was a book, which someday I would love to make this like a book, but I need to better figure out how I want the story to go. But Smoke being a hybrid is like a big thing. Because hybrids are typically looked down upon and can be unpredictable, because you don't really know what kinds of powers they're gonna get. Because it all depends on the individual. Some hybrids are like one element passing, and mainly are proficient in one of their parent elements. Some are proficient in both, and some are proficient in neither, and they just end up kind of being, I don't know how to explain it, but their powers are just not very strong. But the reason I bring up Smoke being a hybrid now is because he's been hiding the fact for pretty much his entire life. The only cats who know that he is part fire cat, well, the only cat who knows besides Firestorm is Silent Step, his aunt. And that's because she, like, raised him. But, after they begin their journey, Smoke stops hiding his, markings. He's got, let me find a picture of the boy. I forgot, I do have pictures of the boys. Here they are. Here's Smoke. And here's Firestorm. They need to be redesigned, but, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, he hid his, orange, his fiery markings. But now that they're on the road, he no longer feels the need to. Firestorm feels a little bit awkward about it, because he grew up in a society where hybrids are looked down upon, but, you know, whatever. So they begin their journey. They're just, two boys trying to survive. And of course, eventually they run out of supplies, and the nearest place for supplies is the saltwater cat, a water town. And the water cats do not have a good relationship with the fire cats. So, against his better judgment, Firestorm must trust Smoke to go into town and get supplies. And while Smoke does accomplish that, he comes back with a little more than just supplies. He comes back with a place to stay. And Firestorm's a bit uncomfortable about that, but he's impressed, but he's also like, we're gonna stay a whole night in the water town? Okay, sure. And so Firestorm and Smoke crash with the cats I showed earlier. Where are they? With Silvermist and Galewind, who Smoke met while he was getting supplies. He met Galewind. Fun fact about Galewind, she is our first look at the Sky Island cats. Within the story, she is from the Sky Islands, but she had an accident and she hurt her wing and fell to the ground, and was saved by Silver Mist, and they've been staying together. But Silver is very distrustful of Firestorm and Smoke. But eventually they learn to, or eventually she relents and she lets them stay in her house. And eventually, or during their stay, Smoke kind of puts the idea in everyone's heads that he and Firestorm are gonna stop the war that's going on. You know, Fire is very much like, what are you talking about? No. I didn't agree. Oh shoot. I think I'm actually out of time. I hate to leave on a cliffhanger, but I am out of time. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. I will be back again tomorrow. Bye.